Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to talk about terms today, following along at home. Algebra 1, third edition. We are on lesson 18 for this one. Guys, I think the easiest way to explain this is just to launch right into the problems and the explanations and their explanations. So we're going to start with the examples on page 80. So go ahead and write these down, especially if you're in my class, you should be taking notes. You're going to write down and follow along. The very first example has this. We've got 3x plus 5 minus x y plus 2yx minus 5x. All right, I'm going to start by backing up and saying if I have 3x plus 2, I cannot combine these guys because this would have to have an x. If I have 3x plus 2x, those I can totally combine. I just add 3 plus 2 and I get 5x. So I have 3 x's plus 2 more x's gives me 5 x's. So these things are in between these addition and subtraction, right? Are chunks, are terms is the technical version, but you'll hear me say chunks over and over again. So looking at this guy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks here, right? 5 chunks. Within those chunks, we're allowed to combine them with other chunks, but within those chunks, they should be in alphabetical order. If you take a look at this 2yx, that's not in alphabetical order. It would be 2xy. 2xy. You can either rewrite the whole problem or you can erase it and write that down. The reason why I tell you this is a lot of times mentally, as I'm writing the problem down from the book, I automatically put my chunks in alphabetical order within those chunks. So you may see, and I will try not to do it, but until you guys get used to it, but you may see me do that, and I wanted to give an explanation because in case I don't catch myself doing it. Okay, so we have 5 chunks here and we can combine some of them. The easiest way that I think to do is start with your variables. We know we have 3x here and we have negative 5x. Guys, did you see how I underlined the operation that comes before that 5? This is vitally important because the common mistake that I see is that if you just underline the 5, kids are like, oh, 3 and 5 is 8. That's incorrect. We have 3 and negative 5. 3 and negative 5 will give us a negative 2x, okay? Here's the satisfying part. If you have more than 4 terms, cross them out when you're done so you get them out of the way and you don't accidentally try and add them to other ones, okay? The next one we have is right here, we have negative xy. And remember, mathematicians are lazy. We don't like to write 1, but there is a negative 1 there. We also have positive 2xy. So negative 1 and positive 2 is a positive 1. You can write that as positive 1xy, but you also can just leave that 1 off. It's up to you. Either way is fine for now. Cross those guys off, and the only thing I have left is a plus 5. So what I've done here is I've combined my like terms in order to do this, okay? So we're combining like terms today. So let's take a look at the next example. We have 3xy plus 2xyz minus 10yx minus 5yzx. Okay, again, that first rule that I talked about is so we have 4 chunks here, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Chunks are broken up by addition, subtraction. So that gives us those 4. Within those, you want to alphabetize. So these first 2 are fine. So I'm going to rewrite that 3xy plus 2xyz minus 10, and it should be xy. You see that? See how that's the same? Because we're multiplying, right? And we're allowed to multiply in any order, so that's why I'm allowed to shuffle those along. Minus 5xyz. Bam! This looks much more appropriate for us. Now, I'm going to start with this first one. I have 3xy. Over here, I have negative 10xy. Again, make sure that you're underlining that operation. 3 and negative 10 will give us negative 7xy. Super satisfying. Cross those puppies out. Now, don't scratch them out. You want to be able to read them just in case you make a mistake. So next one, I have positive 2 and negative 5. Positive 2 and negative 5 gives us negative 3xyz. Now, I can't combine those two because they don't match exactly. So that's it. That's all we can do there. Good. Okay. So for example 3, we have 4 plus 7 mxy plus 5 plus 3 yxm minus 15. And already you can see within that chunk, we have not put that in alphabetical order. So let's do that. It's going to be mxy. I had to think about that. I'm like, x, y, z. Yes, okay. Man. mxy. Beautiful. All right, guys, when you have chunks that don't have variables, like we've got this guy, and this guy, that goes all the way at the end, okay? All the way the end this way. I'm reverse. But put those at the end is what I'm saying. So let's start with this. We have 7 mxy. We have plus 3 mxy. That gives us 10 mxy. We can cross those out to get them out of the way. Now we have 4 plus 5 is 9 minus 15. 9 and negative 15, or 9 minus 15 will give us negative 6. Negative 6. And there you go. You can't combine anything else. So we are good to go. Okay, so let me take a look at, let's look at number 4. This one's a doozy because it's got lots of chunks, and this is where it's helpful to, I have this one hair that is, all right, 3x minus x minus y plus 5 minus 2y minus 3x minus 10 minus 8y, right? This is a doozy. How many chunks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chunks that we have there that we have to deal with. Let's start with our x's. We have 3. We have, don't forget, negative 1, because remember there's a 1 here. Same with this guy. There's a 1 there. If it helps, you can go through and write a 1 in front of all your variables that need it. We have 3 and negative 1 and negative 3, and that's it. Well, guys, 3 and negative 3, those cancel each other out. Let's get rid of those. So all we have left is negative 1x, right? Let's move that out of the way. Now let's deal with our y's. We have negative 1y, negative 2y, negative 8y. Negative 1 and negative 2 is negative 3, and negative 8 is negative 11y. Bam, 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 get those out of the way. 5, positive 5, negative 10. That is gonna give us negative 5, and there we go. We have just simplified this guy. Perfect. Any questions? Let me know. Again, you don't have to write your 1 here. You can if you want. Like in the book, it's not written, but that's fine. Either way is totally acceptable. All right, so go ahead and pause the video now. I'm not gonna go through all these examples because I think you've probably got it down. Pause the video now. Go ahead and do the practice problems on page 80. We're gonna do A through D. A through D. So we'll start with A. So yeah, pause the video. When you're done, come back and make sure you did it right. Negative 2xy plus 3x plus 4 minus 4yx minus 2x. Straight off the bat, looking at these terms, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms, because again, they're broken up by addition, subtraction. This term is not in alphabetical order, so let's fix that. xy, bam. All right, so now we're gonna get started. We have negative 2xy, negative 4xy. That's negative 6xy. Cancel those out, or cross those out, I should say. We have 3x and negative 2x. That gives us 1x, and you don't have to write the 1 if you don't want to. I'm just doing that to make it easy. And then we have this positive 4. That's it. You can't do anything with that, so we get positive 4. Good work, guys. Let's do B. For B, we have 2xyz plus 3xy minus 5zyx. Now, mentally, you should probably start doing this, xyz. So we'll write that down. We don't even, so that way, as you're writing it from the book, you're writing in alphabetical order. Okay, so we've got this guy and this guy. 2 and negative 5 gives us negative 3xyz. Almost forgot. xyz. Beautiful. Get those out of the way. So, plus 3xy. We can't combine that with anything else, so we'll just bring that straight down, and that is your answer. All right, let's look at C. C is 3acy. Do you notice I wrote it in alphabetical order? Didn't copy it exactly. It's a good idea. Plus 6acy. We've got this guy and this guy. That is 9. Oops, sorry, I'm crooked there. 9acy. And then we have this one, minus 2ac. Excellent. Let's look at D here. We have 4 minus x minus 2xy plus 3x minus 7yx, and yx is not alphabetical, so let's do xy instead. Good. If you have chunks that don't have variables, put that at the end. So we're going to ignore that 4 for a hot second. We're going to deal with this negative 1x. Remember, there's a 1. And that we can combine with this. Negative 1 and positive 3 is positive 2x. Then we have, I'll cancel or get those out of the way. Negative 2xy, negative 7xy, negative 2 and negative 7 is negative 9xy. Move those out, and then we have 4, positive 4. Excellent. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, great work, and I will see you on the next lesson. Thanks, guys. I can't even find the stop button. Okay, now I can. Thanks, guys.